Nathan, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, being inside the ballpark, it was electric, and there was so much pent-up energy inside amongst the crowd up until the 7th inning. It felt like the crowd was craving for a reason to pop off, but up until then, the Jays' offense had been stymied. But then that all changed in the 7th inning. It started with an Addison Barger walk, then an IKF single, and then a Jimenez sac bunt that moved the runners, and then George Springer stepped up to the plate. And being inside the ballpark, it really felt like we were about to witness something special. You heard Sean talk to George, and he mentioned that we all know about the injury history. Let's talk about Game 5 for just a second, because in Seattle, where I was, George Springer, when he got hit by a ball on the pitch, he went down on his knee, and 40,000 people in the crowd in Seattle started cheering. Then they started booing him when he got off and tried to stay in the game. So there was a lot of animosity for George Springer, and in Game 6 and in last night, he continued to face pitches high and inside. He almost got hit a few more times. And so when he stepped up to the plate, it really felt like it was his moment. And I mean, when the ball connected with his bat, there was absolutely no doubt that this ball was out, and the crowd just erupted. You could hear all 44,700 fans in that stadium. It really did feel like the Rogers Center was going to be shaking. That gave the Jays a 4-3 lead, and after that moment, everything just started to really fall into place. Jeff Hoffman was called upon to close out the game. Up until that point, the bullpen had struggled. We all know about that. But Hoffman, he delivered. He got the final out for the Blue Jays, and that punched the Jays' ticket to the World Series for the first time since 1993. And it started. It started the absolute party for everyone. You could see the joy on everyone's faces. I mean, it was a rowdy crowd at times, but it wasn't as unruly. Everyone was just happy. There were people cheering from the balcony, and the party continued through the downtown core up to Yonge Dundas Square. The common theme we heard from fans last night was they believed this team would win because they're proven and they're never out of it all season. Now this morning, everyone's voice is a little hoarse, there's no doubt about that. But even being right here in front of the Rogers Center, there are so many people just walking around, still soaking in the atmosphere. Everyone has Jays gear on. And speaking of Jays gear, outside the Jays shop, before it opened at 10 a.m. this morning, there was a lineup of people. Everybody wanted to get inside. And once the doors opened, they went in an orderly fashion, but then it turned into absolute chaos because people started clamoring for hats, sweaters, t-shirts. Everybody wants a piece of memorabilia to go with yesterday's moment. That's what yesterday's George Springer home run has truly become. Where were you when George Springer hit that home run moment? And so this morning, we were talking to fans, asking them, where were you, and how are you feeling about the Jays now heading into the World Series? Have a listen.
I kind of blacked out, to be honest. But yeah, that was so cool.
It's absolutely crazy. I cannot believe I'm watching this right now.
I'm still blown away. Springer's the best.
Amazing. I had to keep myself, restrain myself from not waking up my kids.
I was 10 years old last time they made the World Series.
Yeah.
And when Springer hit, I felt like Joe Carter again. Just like, holy crap, we freaking did it.
We are going to win. I am 100 for sure.
Yeah.
Now the job isn't done. Let's talk about the World Series. Game 1 of the World Series will happen here on Friday. The Toronto Blue Jays beat the Seattle Mariners in the ALCS in 7 games. The LA Dodgers beat the Milwaukee Brewers in the NLCS in 4 games. I bring that up for this reason, because I want to leave you with one stat. That path has happened now 5 times in MLB history, and 4 times before, the team that took the Game 7 path, i.e. the way the Toronto Blue Jays arrived at the World Series, have gone on to win the championship. Still a lot of work to be done, but just something to think about. Game 1 again goes on Friday. Reporting live, I'm Rahim Ladhani. Natalie, back to you.
So good. Thank you, Rahim.